Okay, I'd like to welcome you to a new recording that I'm putting together. And it's a reach out to the community at large to offer their input and direction that I should take in this podcast. Give me your thoughts and your ideas. I'll post a list of suggested subjects that you might consider. With that, I'm going to just conduct a little bit of a start to this whole thing right now. Well, first of all, this is Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. On the precipice of a major seismic geopolitical shift. Whew, man, it's this. I think everything is going to be all right, but it's got on my nerves. It's everything's edgy, It's like, oh, yeah, like people are just holding and hanging on to stuff and just not knowing which way to push or move or go. The fortunes are in front of us, of our lives and our futures. Oh, so it's important. Important we make the right decisions as we go. Anyways, one of the things that came to me is this morning. I was thinking, this excessive need for money and possessions. It's like, what's going on? It's like, I'm sure there's some kind of level of material satisfaction. People get lust after stuff like that, and that wealth will satisfy that. That like sex or something. But like an addiction, maybe, yeah. So some of it's that, but the point is. Why do people expend so much energy to obtain that, to get to that level? Oh, peace and happiness happens way outside the financial realm. You'll never find it there. Yeah, it can satisfy, like I say, obsessions and addictions and stuff, but true happiness, it's determined outside of those kind of bounds, because that's but the material things that you figure, it's just a temporary thing. Those are toys for you to have, but the real treasures and joys it's like, a little kid, a little toy baby will pay for stuff like that, but at some point, it's like, that was nice, and you give it, but he would move on. It's just like, but so many people haven't moved on from that infantile mentality. It's like they have to have every little child, your little toddler. You learn caught up in the whole thing. I can see like thousands of toys in this toy box, and it's like they got saturated with all this, this possessive mentality, and so. And even to the point where you see little kids, they'll have it's multiple certain similar kind of thing, toy objects, and there would be another little toddler, companion, I don't know, some visitor, and he wouldn't let them get into this stuff. No, it's mine, it's mine. So it's not only are they teaching them to want to possess material things, it's like hey, don't not share it. It's all mine. Keep it. I'm gonna keep it. So it's crazy. That's a metaphor, that little child thing, but that does really happen. And these can be, natural feelings, and this way the human psyche can move one way or the other. but through the course of training, observation, you say like, oh yeah, no, that's not appropriate, and you learn how to conduct yourself in a more civil manner. Get out of that infantile stage. Because some people don't ever get out of the infantile stage. It's always kind of gimme, gimme, gimme. Maybe for survival, as an infant, that's probably a perfectly human and natural instinct, to survive, find food to survive. But it's kind of like you have to groom this machine that you've got here in this body, and and help it to navigate and understand, and build an ethic and a morality to live on this planet Earth. So it's important that we convey those values that we want for all of the universe to kind of feel comfortable in. It's like treat but Christian, he said, love your neighbor. Jesus said that. I mean, and that's a universal thing. That comes from the universe. Yeah. Hearing, more latter interpretation of my relationship with Jesus is that he's an ascended master. So that's the history of what he was and what he's done, and a lot of it's in the Bible, and there's a lot of stuff that he said still is all good stuff. But yeah, but it kind of superseded your I guess need to have direct communion with the beautiful universe of which Jesus is an ascended master. Among many others, for sure. Anyway, so I'm sorry I got off track here. But well, it reminded me. Is that this little thing I put there says it's sad that so much energy is put into obtaining money to achieve happiness. I witnessed the life of a superachiever who took his own life to avoid federal indictment on illegally conducting a financial consulting business that I worked for in 2000 through about the spring of 2001, about a year and a half, about the time I was in Las Vegas. To some that would defend, his actions. Anyway, it never came to trial, or his involvement in the government's process on this issue came to an end with his taking his life, basically taking an exit from his life. It didn't, this business, when he conducted, he didn't hide in the shadows, and he conducted his business out in the open and promoted his consulting firm through right-wing media outlets, including Rush Limbaugh. You say, so, yeah. I could, I think, this, well, if I dug deep down in, and I could probably remember his name somewhere, something. I mean, I could probably just do some Google stuff and it'd come up eventually, but that's not important for my case. When I went into it, it's like, so this guy took his own life because he didn't want to face, the evidence. I mean, he was like almost. It wasn't like he was doing it stealthily. He was like out front. It's like almost kind of like today's business mentality. Actually, it's like you see a lot of that now. Before it was kind of a little bit shadier way to do business, but now it's the norm. It's like it's the art of deception. So I mean, just if you looked at the operation, it was. Oh, here's a good analogy compared to Trump University. And if you know anything about that, always that's about like the same, but on the same line level. They take people's money for the right to get 15-minute conversation, I think it was, once a month from from a salesman. They would call them tax consult or financial consultants, but they were just salespeople. Most of them probably, whoever know, probably wouldn't be able to, prepare their own tax return. They were salespeople, 100%. Yeah, yeah. In fact, yeah, that's really weird because how I was employed. So let me just take a break, so you can. I don't want to make. I'll make them in shorter segments, but I'll follow up with the next video. I promise you. So I'll be right back.